You're with Newsmakers on the panel, Mayor Garry Jackson, Yani Johanson and Roger Sutton. Mayor Bob Parker has come out swinging in response to Anderton's stand on directors' fees, and Parker claims the real reason Jim Anderton won't stand down from Parliament is because the money and the perks are just too good to let go of. This, of course, has reignited the debate over whether Jim's planned double act as MP and Mayor will cost him votes. Do you think this is a risky position for Jim to take?
Me? Okay. Yeah. Sure, Mike. Thanks. Look, I think the reality of the situation, as I understand it, is you'd be absolutely crazy to want a by-election held within a few months of a general election. My understanding from Jim's position is that he's happy to give one of the salaries, the largest, to a community.
The smallest, the mayoral salary.
The smallest to the community groups that have missed out on funding, perhaps. And I really don't think we'd want to go to a by-election. So I think he's more than capable of doing both jobs at once. In fact, you know, we just changed our council meeting last week because the Mayor had an engagement on a Thursday in Wellington for something that was completely separate from council. There is an ability, I think, for Jim Anderton to do both roles. It has been done before in terms of places like Queenstown.
This is a major metropolitan city. We're the second largest city in New Zealand, Yani.
It is, but I think the reality is that, you know, we're going into the silly season after the election. There won't be actually a lot of time before the next general election. Why would you put taxpayers and ratepayers at the expense of having a huge election by-election cost?
That could possibly be the price of democracy. I know that Jim Anderton believes that even if a lot of people don't like this double act idea, it won't cost him too many votes. What do you reckon?
Well, I think he's got to get honest with it, and I think he's got to listen to a few people who actually know more about this in this case than he does. As one mayor who's kept a diary in the public record and the hours involved, and it's been an issue of some discussion, a mayoral job, even in a Hurunui district, in an easy week is between 55 and 60 hours, and in a tough week, and it's on my record, is between 75 and 80. And it is physically impossible to do both jobs in the full justice and a sense of accountability that's required. It is physically impossible to do it, particularly in the first year, where if you're coming in from outside and you really want to make some difference, as in my case we did 6 years ago, that's the toughest year. And as a resident in Christchurch with 3 properties, a ratepayer, and by same chance 2 of those properties are in the Wigram electorate, all I know is someone's getting shafted, and I'm one of those, either as a voter in Wigram, or you know, an elector in Wigram, or a ratepayer and resident of Christchurch. It is physically impossible to do both.
So you would
Someone is going to miss out, and Jim is now almost too late to step up to it because he's put his position in stone, and I am really troubled by it.
So even though it may cost the best part of $600 to $1 million for a by-election, you think that is a cleaner way to go?
Put it this way, Mike, if he's serious about the mayoralty and what this city needs, he walks away from the Wigram electorate on the same day he walks into council. It is physically impossible to give any priority to the city and still try and be an MP. Something has to give.
Alrighty.
If people have the same view of Nicky Wagner, because I didn't hear that criticism coming from, you know...
I wasn't around then, and I wasn't the mayor, Yani, but believe me, I've been there, I've done it, I do it, and I know it.
TVNZ's close-up programme exposed the living nightmare facing Christchurch man Dean Hogg, and I know that Dean was due to meet with the Selwyn District Council on Friday afternoon. He desperately wants the council to lower its dumping fees to help lower Dean Hogg's $100,000 clean-up bill. I've got about 30 seconds on the clock. Just very quickly, do you think the council should come to the party and help this guy out?
I think they should try and facilitate a solution to it. I don't think they should spend other ratepayers' money specifically to help Mr Hogg out of his problem, but they should try and facilitate a solution somehow.
What do you reckon, Roger?
Selwyn is full of farmers who have done bad business deals that have gone wrong. This is just another bad business deal that's gone wrong for the guy. I'm awfully sorry. You've done a bad deal with someone. It's going to cost you a lot of money. Bad business deals cost people money all the time, and no one looks to ratepayers to fix you up when those deals go wrong.
Unless you're Mr Henderson.
Do you think the Christchurch City Council could make an overture here to Mr Hogg? This could be an opportunity for Bob to get some runs on the board.
I totally endorse what Garry's saying. There's a problem there. It needs to be a solution needs to be found. I think the council's role is to facilitate a sensible solution, but not at the cost of ratepayers.
All right. Heroes and villains, winners and sinners of the week. Any names to mention?
Winner, what I saw in this morning's paper, Paul Kelly giving up his name on the stand to put Graham Henry on the stand for the. I think that's just a great gesture by Paul Kelly. Clever and appropriate. Sinner of the week, I guess I've just got to go back to my earlier comments about Chris Carter. I just can't work him out.
Oh yes, Saint Christopher. Maybe not. Roger.
Tony Hayward for the doing the terrible thing, the guy from BP. Just amazing, eh? Extraordinary. What an amazing mess he's created. Never actually just conceding that they may have made some serious errors in what's happened. Bouquet, I'd give it to the guy from the Shareholders Association whose name has just...
Bruce Shepherd?
Bruce Shepherd. Simply because, we really lack people in society who are going to stand up there, be counted on some of these issues, which are actually really important, how our directors, how our chief executives conduct themselves. It's really good. He's done a really great job.
I've got about 10 seconds, seriously. Yani,
Yeah, I'll just give you a winner. New Zealand Film Festival, opening night last night. Predicament, fantastic New Zealand film. Recommend everyone goes down to see it.
Lovely. No political loading on that one. That was very, very good of you. To the pick of the week. There's plenty of people who've pinched the odd road sign over the years, but pinching the golden arches and putting it on your roof is rather extreme, don't you think? I don't think you'd have much luck in this drive-through. To the NewsMakers poll, last week's question, would you support the legalisation of assisted suicide? 69% of you said yes, 31% no. The prize winner, Jay Williams. This week's question, should the drink-drive limit be lowered in line with Australia's? Yes or no? Email newsmakers@ctv.co.nz. You can vote via the web or the post, and you'll be in to win the Starbucks coffee and the Whitcoulls gift card. Good luck. Are we going to win against Australia tomorrow night?
Yes.
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 There you go. Don't have to watch the game. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much to our panel.
Mike.
Take
You're
care.
welcome.
Good night.